Okay, guys. Game 2. And this would be an interesting matchup. Look at this. Mongol, Spanish, Celts for both players, or both teams. And, sorry I didn't really address the settings going into this. But as you can see, it's quite clearly Black Forest. And quite clearly some good civs for Black Forest. Gonna take a look just at the player positions, and I'll address them. This will give us a little bit of time to speed up, so this is good that it's a wreck, because obviously they will probably wall. But who knows? Here we have this flank, Darkly Wise in the yellow again. Then Canela is actually, I guess, playing this time around in the green. And to the left-hand side, we have Bullet again, and he is as a Celt in the purple. So I keep switching and not talking about the civs each player is playing as. So Canela is the Spanish player. Vilwar on this side, it actually looks like the scout's gone down from Darkly Wise, which is a big deal, but he's going to be able to... Oh, he's wadding that villager! That was clutch, man! That was clutch, and oh, Tommy's villa's like, no, sir, I am clutch, and he just skated his way right out of there. That's funny. But I think both players are going to wall here now, and it looks like Mongols on the right-hand side for both players, and Tommy, the one who just skated away with his villager, yeah, he's Mongols too. Pretty interesting move. Everyone's going to try and wall up, so I'll just keep talking about these civs. This pocket then is Celts, who's... Did I get things wrong here? Oh, yeah, I did get things wrong. The colors are a little bit swapped, so I was confused. We have Cabran here in the blue this time around, and then Bipolar in the red. So same players... I'm very confused. Same players for the most part, with the exception of Canala being subbed in. But the switching of the colors really screwed me up. Really screwed me up. So I'm going to have to deal with that. But I'll have plenty of time to deal with that because it's Black Forest. I'll speed this up and just wait till we see some action. Oh, another Bill War here. It's really important to fight for good positioning. And, oh, looks like Bullet just might have the better of Bipolar on this side. You gonna pick off that Vil? No, he's not. That was probably a silly decision to fight with his scout there. It's hard to pay attention to like the differences between red and purple, but Bullet's gonna have to go back. He's gonna have to concede this forward position, which he might not like to do. He's gonna have to. He doesn't have Vils here, and the Vils are just continuing to chase each other down, which is pretty funny. Actually, Bullet's gonna try and kill this, but he's gonna have to get the heck out of dodge. And I don't think he's going to be able to. Like, that has been completed. But, yeah, just a little bit of a Vil War here. This is really important to get the position. What? Oh, man. And then Bullet just walls us off quickly. They're in a cage. It's a cage fight, ladies and gentlemen. Let's slow this down. Let's focus on the HP of the villagers. It looks like decent HP for Biport, who could go back. And, now Bullet's here as well. That's funny. That's really funny, man. And the cage fight continues as still pretty close with the Vil HP. I can't quite get this one. It actually looks like, oh, that's a good Vil fight for Bipolar there. Oh, and almost going down for Bullet. And ding 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 ding. We got a substitution. Bipolar sending in 2 male villagers for the female villagers. Oh man, that's pretty funny, man. That's pretty funny. I don't watch many Black Forest games, so I don't get to focus on these things, but it's pretty crazy, pretty crazy. It looks like all the villagers are going to be safe now. After all of that, they're going to be safe. And Bipolar's at 15 Vils, while Bullet's at 17, so maybe Bullet, though he lost this position, will come out on top there with the economy in the early game. That was interesting, man. Walls up on this side from Darkly Wise. And this side as well. And of course Tommy behind. I'll speed it up now. Alright, so Canala is realizing that this is still open. He's actually just placed 2 palisade walls, which is really nice, over the wolves. So if the wolves do move, he'll know, and then he'll assume that it's an opponent running in. But it looks like he's not really interested in walling that off, and obviously Bullet did a lot of walling as well, so maybe he's not interested either. That will be open for either team, and it looks like Bipolar's going to try and bring in these boars, which is really nice for him. I didn't realize he had so many boars there, but he does. And Kanala is going to try and lure this villager towards the wolves, I'm guessing. We'll see if he can do that. It's definitely what he's doing. Slow it down a little bit here. And there are the wolves from attacking Bullet now. And that one villager is getting pretty close, but he should still be able to survive. He might just be trying to keep this open. But Kanala can't take a fight again with his scout. So interesting uptime from Darkly Wise, 26 vills, and that's going to be pretty doable for him. But he's well ahead. Oh, it actually looks like Bullet's running in now. Man, these walls are really causing problems for the two on the left-hand side. And that villager, well, he has a long way to go. I'll be interested to see if Bullet wants to do something aggressive with these vills, because it probably won't work out. But he might just wall this off. And he's going to actually do that now. But that would allow his villagers to be a little bit further in, a little bit more space to knock down things and cause problems. Now is on the way up and 24 villagers is banished. That is really, really low. But considering he didn't have to do the walls, I think he'll be fine. But if you compare the times, Cabron's already up. And so there definitely were some differences with the builds and the timings, just because they were all attacking each other with villagers and coordinating scouts. But once I figure out what's going on here with these walls, I will probably speed up again until they hit the castle age. But it looks like there's one villager trapped here from Bipolar, so with his final act before death, he's just walled that up a little bit, so he traps the villagers here from Bullet. And we got another cage. So what we have going on here is Bullet trying to keep his units alive, and he's just continuing to wall behind, while this one here is trying to batter down the palisade wall so he can escape. Oh, wow. But there are two villagers here from Bipolar just wasting time, really, attacking this wall, but this is pretty funny. I do expect now that Bullet should be okay. He probably needs to make sure this palisade wall's on decent health before he makes a run for it, because there is a scout there from Cabron. But Kanao is on the way up to the castle age. Cabron's well ahead. I don't know what his build is. I assume it's for a boom, because that's normally what you see on Black Forest. And every indication tells me that is what he's going to do. But you could always see with Spanish, you could always see conquistadors and just bust down these walls. So I think that we need to keep that in mind. Lumber camp there from Bullet with these two villagers, probably so we can just wall up behind when he needs to if there's any attacks. But now that we have the time, I will take this opportunity to speed up. I think the quality's fine on the stream. I did see someone mention stream lag, but it should be fine. If it's not fine, you'll have to let me know. I like feedback so I can fix it for the future. But anyway, while we're speeding up, of course, Mongols, fantastic Imperial Age Civ. They do get the Elite Mangudai we saw in Game 1. They're also going to get Siege Onager and Siege Ram. So, I mean, they're a real powerhouse. Spanish is here mainly because of the trade, and they are quite strong as well. I'm getting Siege Ram, Bombard Cannons, Bombard Towers, Elite Conquistadors, Halbs, Skirms, so great trash from them. And then Celts, of course, just siege powerhouse. Going to be pretty interesting to see. And I don't think I need to mention it, but they get, of course, Siege Onagers, Siege Rams, and the extra HP, and the firing speed, so it's just ridiculous, really. But, if you look at this, we have a watchtower now from Bullet. He's gonna try and free up some more space. I don't know what I don't know about that decision. That's really weird to me. Also, it's pretty weird that Bipolar is not yet clicked up. He's well behind. Alright, Dr. Slow, thanks, man. So, I'm gonna bring in this board, but I mean, he's well behind his opponent on the other side, so maybe Bullet really did come out on top with these engagements. That watchtower is probably not going to do too much unless he wants to, you know, pump in. Someone on his team wants to pump in some conquistadors, and maybe he's going to just hope his opponent didn't wall behind. Paying attention here, Tommy. Just walling up a little bit. Paying attention to the Vil count mainly. The crazy thing is that Bipolar's at 32 vills, and there's already 46 for Darkly Wise. He's the highest. He's on the other flank, but still, it's just incredible. Incredible difference. Bipolar's gonna fall more and more behind because he's still on the way up to the Castle Age. But what's he have planned here? He is Spanish. He's versus Celts. He might go for a castle in this area, and that would be pretty interesting. Dan, what's up, man? Dan 90. Ah, is that like T90? I like it. Yeah, we're probably going to see a castle go up here. And he's going to try and push in. I guess the question is Bullet going to know this? Is he going to be able to react to it? Because Conquistadors are ridiculously strong. Not to mention they could run through to the pocket as well. So the castle now gonna go up. Bipolar just so far behind in economy. 35 vills to 50 for Bullet, but he could turn it around with some Conquistadors and some Petards here. Petards, Petards, another thing I probably mispronounced wrong, but that's what I run with. The wall's coming up from behind from Bullet, which is kind of expected in this situation. Just now, the second TC from Bipolar, he is just incredibly far behind. And a large economy here from Darkly Wise. Large economy here from Cabron. I guess the question is, which civ do you think has the offensive advantage? I would say Celts, to be honest. Mongols, of course, can be pretty strong. But I feel like Celt Siege just cannot be beaten if you put Halbs in front of it. But we'll have to see how it plays out. Fortified wall now from Bullet. Just keep playing it safe. Walling behind. It's not pretty, but it's what he needs to do to hold his advantage. And I will slow it down once we see some big battles, but we haven't seen that just yet. These Conquistadors and Petards, I mean, it takes, I believe, 3 Petards to take down a fortified wall. Maybe it's 2. But this is wasting a lot of resources, and Bullet's just walling up behind, doing the right thing. And the pockets are going to be up soon, so I don't know what the Conquistadors are going to do, but he's continuing to be persistent. He's killed 3 villagers there, and there's only 1 layer of fortified walls, so he's going to need to send out some more Petards. No time to waste, as he's pushed all the way close to Bullet's TC, which is quite interesting. Now also, if you look down here, we have units being built from Cabron, and now I'm going to slow down. Yeah, I say Petards, I say Tootin. What else do I say wrong? Janissaries or Janissaries, I mix that up all the time. We all have our own little phrases. I'm sure it's Petards, but that just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't sound great to me. There's a Petard, and yeah, it's just taking a lot of time. Bullet's already on the way up. Look at the Vill difference. 57 for Bipolar and 89 for Bullet. So Bullet's well in the lead. But I think the concerning thing for him is that his ally is not here. But it looks like we are going to see Cavalier from Canala. And like I was saying, the Celts, of course, you know, they get Halbs, and then you can put the siege behind that. And like if the Halbs come in, that's going to be hugely helpful in dealing with the Cavalier. I think you really want a Celt powerhouse, and Bullet is on this side, and he is, well, not a powerhouse in comparison. I like how spears were brought forward from Cabron, just to put in the rams to make them faster. That's so worth it, and so nice to see. Now what's going on this side? What's going to be the build from Darkly Wise? I don't actually see a castle there. Oh, there's 1 castle, there's 2 castles. Probably Magadai, probably Siege, kind of what we expect. But this is very interesting. I'm going to go to Bullet's point of view, see what he's able to see. Because it's probably not looking great. He's kind of waiting for his ally, but Cabron is doing a fantastic job. Don't get me wrong, he's going to send in Halbs shortly. His Siege Ram coming in, I mean, I thought Bullet was in a decent position, but look at this. He's just panic walling behind, and these villagers are in range of the Conquistadors. I thought Bipolar's push was a little bit silly, but maybe it was a team tactic here, just so Cabron can push out. And we'll have to see what happens. I'm not sure. Oh, you know what? That's quite interesting. It looks like the Cavalier from Kanao are going to try and come this way, but it's already walled off. But that's a pretty clutch move if it works out. Oh, man. Bullet. Just killed your own villager, man. In before the sexist jokes happened because it was a chick. But Siege Ram's gonna take down that gate, and I don't know about Kanala going to that right-hand side or the middle when obviously Bullet's about to get wrecked by some Siege Rams and Conquistadors. He's in now, but he's not really in, and he can go this way, but this is walled off as well. So I have to say, well done from Taco and Burrito to be able to just wall up behind. Meanwhile, speaking of walling behind, that wall is actually down, and Bullet is now at 92 vills. He doesn't have near as much of a lead as you would think. This is why we need feminism. That's funny. And Siege Ram's coming in now. A lot of HP. Now the Halberdier's coming out. There's actually more in there than I thought, and this could be really bad. This side of the map is still not secured. The Mangudais are not even elite yet. And, oh man, it's not looking good. The Conquistador's doing great. The Siege Ram's in front. This could be a relatively quick game. Not something you say all the time on Black Forest, but there's a town center from Bullet. I mean, he's just trying to protect his villagers, but that town center is going to go down for sure. The Conquistadors are behind. The Cavalier really not doing anything here, and it looks like they're now coming over to help out. Now, there's not a ton of Halberdiers there yet, so that can be a fight that Kanala can take with the Mangudais behind from Darkly Wise. But we'll just have to see. It looks like Elite Mangudais now coming in from Darkly Wise. Still a great position here for Cabron's team. And it looks like, ooh, the Onager upgrade's coming from Bullet, and he's actually just opened this up, or close to it. There's actually 435 HP on this wall. Oh, it is open, I lied. And we could see a push in now. We need to keep that in mind. But I just don't think Bullet has the economy to really do anything. Still paying attention here. Keep in mind that Tommy exists. Tommy's here. And he has his own Elite Mangudai. He's going with Trebs now. He's going to try and push this way. Kind of interesting because obviously Darkly Wise is coming over to this side now. And going to try and help out, I believe. Because currently Bullet is just in an awful position. Oh, he's going for a castle now, but Kanala's running away, so he's just going to run away and build that another time. But push is coming in. Actually, the Mangudai are there from Darkly Wise, and that's going to be a great addition against the Halbs. Pretty interesting stuff, but ooh, bad engagement with the Mangudais. Could have probably killed all of those Halberdiers if Mike heard correctly. Now, Paladin upgrades coming in from Kanala. They're going to want to keep this open. This is a great way to come back in the game. Just get the Paladins in here, the Mangudais in here. Meanwhile, on the other side, Tommy's trying to cut these trees, but that takes a long time, and Tommy's unable to really help. He hasn't sent any units anyway. The Bullet has had a rough time, and he's still having a rough time with Conquistadors in his base, but at least he's opened up the hole there and helped out. I think Bipolar is going to be pushed back eventually from the Paladins and the Mangudais. It's only a matter of time. The Siege Ram's just not doing much from Cabron now, and this is kind of the interesting area. Siege Ram coming in from Bullet. If you're not realizing this, Darkly Wise is sending resources to Bullet now, so that's why he's able to get all these upgrades. Probably has just a ridiculous amount of resources. He has to expect the cut here. There's going to be a lot of Mangudais, and yep, there you go. The Mangudais can run in with the Trebs. I don't know if Darkly Wise has any units here, and that's kind of worrying. Currently, he has a lot of them here with the Paladins from Kanala, and that's very good, but he's going to need to defend his own base. That could be bad. This game's been pretty interesting. And there you go. Tommy's running right in, and I guess Darkly Wise wasn't paying attention. He didn't realize what was happening. You can see a lot of dead bodies here. But of course, Darkly Wise is going to be wise to this. And he's killed a lot of Mangudais with this castle. But the thing is just look how many villas have gone down there. Just probably 20 villagers, I think, in total, because he was at 136, close to it. Another castle from Darkly Wise. The Mangudais can stand right here and kill vills. But looks like the castle will go up. Still a very good raid from Tommy, for sure. And the push actually being stalled. Kanala unable to get that castle up. And that's a weird castle. That's a weird castle. If he gets it up in that position, I don't think it really does much. If he gets it here, that's a better position. But he might be able to get it up because there are a couple of vills still alive. And a lot of Paladins coming in. Meanwhile, push from Cabron's kind of awkward. because Bullet is now going with Trebs. And really good response, I think, from Bullet now. He's done a good job with what situation he's in. Now, I said Darkly Wise is at like 130 bills, and he's about to go below 100 or close to it. But he is going to clean this up. And he's walled that up as well, which is really nice. But there's a ton of Paladins here from Kanala. And Bipolar's still in the castle. He's on his way up to Imp, and that's actually an interesting point. Which TC? Oh, it's this town center. So, I don't know if Kanala's going to try and go for the town center. Probably wouldn't be the wisest thing considering he can kill villagers, but he's going for this one now. He's going to get the wrong one. But he might just have enough time to take this town center out and then find the other one as well. It'd be really nice. But obviously right now, especially with the wall there from Kanala, it's going to be really difficult for Bipolar. Walled him out, and Bipolar he's just getting his entire economy wrecked, and he's just resigned now. And there's the GG. He's probably quite upset that he's just gotten steamrolled like this. But I have to say, after seeing the entire game, Bipolar really wasn't convincing at all. Like, his Conquistadors came in, but like I said, once the Imperial Age technologies come in for the people who've been booming the entire time, it's going to push you back. So, GG, and now it is 1-1. Bipolar did a great job in the first game, but not so much this game, in my opinion. And yeah, I've had a good set of games, I think. Military now honestly wasn't a long game, and BF, it's BF. I don't think kills matter as much, but Kanala in this short game did an incredible job with his Paladins, and it really did work out. Think back to Bullet running through that small gap in the middle in the early Vil fight, of course, and then just with the Onagers. So that was just really smart thinking from them. And that's about it there. Bipolar's highest Vil count was 95. And a lot of these other players, like Bullet 104, but he was there much earlier. Alright, so